special, beautiful development in the urban core of our city. But for us, they've created, and if you look over here, 48 stories of all glass cylinder building. Really, really something nice to bring to the skyline of Southbridge. Interior architecture is by Gabellini Shepherd from New York, just off a beautiful project in Istanbul, Turkey, the Edition Hotel. For us, they've created wonderful floor plans and really beautiful finishes. It's a 6-acre parcel. You can see that it is taller than the rest. It's glass, reflective, a really beautiful building for the skyline. And if you look down at the base, you can see that canopy bridge connecting the two neighborhoods to the south of 5th Marina. Location is spectacular because, as we know, south of 5th is one of the most in-demand residential communities for vertical living. It's lined by the largest marina in our city, anchored by the largest newly renovated park at the southmost tip, and all of our great restaurants that are in there, like Milos and Prime 112 and Joe's Stone Crab, of course. The neighborhood really is a huge feature of this building because of its walkability, but it's also very drivable. You're a few minutes from downtown, Arts and Entertainment District, Design District, Edgewater, Brickell, and now more than ever, we find that our homeowners love to use the Miami proper land as their amenities because there's so many great things just across the bridge there. You're also just a few minutes from Miami International Airport. Here's the canopy bridge again for you. Really exciting piece of this development. That bridge creates 7 miles of walkability, connecting the two neighborhoods. Currently, as you know, the pathway between north of 5th and south of 5th is not very pleasant. This is going to make really a pleasant pathway between the two neighborhoods. Canopy Park, like all good real estate around the world, parks help the trajectory of the real estate, and no different here, 3 acres of public parkscape set just to the north of 5 Park Miami Beach. Where we're sitting today is the foundation of what will become a 2-story retail pavilion. The top floor should have an indoor-outdoor restaurant and some shops in the lower portion there. And also in that park, a really big resiliency component. The blue line represents the Bioswale Dry River, which collects excess rainwater, holds it underground, and pumps it out into the bay once it's safe. It's really nice to see developers doing a resiliency component against the flooding of West Avenue, for instance. Here you can see an aerial that's going to show you the park and how it plays into the pool deck of the actual building, which has another private park, and the bridge just there. Canopy Club is one of the greatest amenities of any residential building I've seen in South Florida. It's the 12th floor. It's 12,000 square feet of amenities dedicated to homeowners. The entire south tip is dedicated to wellness and fitness with a gym, a spa, indoor-outdoor relaxation areas. The north tip is dedicated to food and beverage with an indoor-outdoor restaurant, a bar, a billiard room, a lounge, a library. Just a highly amenitized building is what we're offering you. Old Florida in style and design, lots of stones, colorful potted plants, and really exceptional views. Private dining area. Private dining area here. Here's the fitness component, a very important amenity to the building. Relaxation area off the spa. The condo lobby, every home comes with 2 parking spaces. This is the porte cochere, the arrival. You can self-park or valet. Every home comes with 2 parking spaces regardless of the size of the home. And here's the lobby, timeless in design, very simple, a reception area, a lounge area, and then passageways to the private elevators. Every home has a private elevator landing. Other amenities are the lap pool, 75 feet, with the stairs strategically placed on the long edge so homeowners can enjoy a lap. Now more than ever, we find the pools to be more of a fitness amenity than a relaxation amenity, but we also have another pool adjacent to this one. Also on the 6th floor is this beautiful indoor-outdoor restaurant. It's really simplified pool foods with salads, sandwiches, snacks, and fresh pressed juices. Into the homes. Every home comes fully finished with flooring, kitchens, baths, everything installed for homeowners to move right in, with the exception of window treatments and closets. They're move-in ready. Beautiful materials have been chosen here. The space we were just inside is an example of a home, and you can see the finishes, the natural stone islands, backsplashes, and kitchens, with the glass upper cabinets, natural white oak floors. The doors open 10 feet wide, they're 10 feet tall, and really offer indoor-outdoor living. Our columns are strategically placed in discrete locations so you're getting full use of the floor plan and the views. The baths have really beautiful views to the best exposures of each home. Natural stones in the bathrooms, double vanities, and the stone is on the floors and the walls. So there's no expense spared on the finishes of these homes. And views are of the most importance of this building. Because we're so tall, you really get exceptional views from every single home at 5 Park. There's 5 floor plans. There's a curvular 4-bedroom on the southmost tip, facing South Point Park, flowing through from the downtown skyline to the ocean. A linear 3-bedroom facing just the downtown skyline, our prized view in the city here. The north tip is a 3-bedroom plus a den, facing Edgewater, the bay, and the ocean. There's a perfect weekender apartment, which is 2 bedrooms facing the ocean, and a smaller 3-bedroom also facing the ocean, manageable in size at just shy of 2,000 square feet, but has 3 bedrooms. So that's the fastest presentation I've ever done, so thank you for listening.
And tell us, what's going on, and how is that going to help us sell really, really great and expensive condos on the river? How can we all increase the prices of our listings?
Great. So we started this project. This has been a labor of love for us. I believe in certain times in my life, I'm doing legacy projects, and this is one of those. You know, I've had a vision since I was a little kid to really activate what the waterfront is, what the river is, and we've over the last course of 5 years, we've created this project on the Miami River that we're about to get entitled and permitted and start construction, God willing, in the first quarter of next year. And what we're bringing in is a different look and feel to what entertainment, nightlife, and hospitality really is about in Miami. And I think the wharf was kind of the precursor to that. There was a time where we started looking for world-class tenants for the site, and I was having a really hard time finding them. So we basically took the initiative upon ourselves to create a concept with my partner Emmy Guerra, and just basically do it ourselves. Because all the feedback we were getting is, why would I bring a great concept to the river? This place is overrun with homeless people. There's not a lot going on. There's no precedent here. There's no activation. There's nothing really for me to do on this site. So we basically created the wharf as a kind of to prove to the world that it is a good site. And we opened up in November of 2017. 1 year later, by December of 2018, we had already seen over 1 million visitors through our door. And we've basically continued that same path going forward. We basically brought a different type of environment and entertainment and hospitality that Miami really hadn't seen. We weren't going for the highest end client. We were basically going for the upper middle class or middle class that wanted to have a really good time. When we were 20 years old, it was all about going to the nightclubs, etc. We really did something with a passion where it's like, where do I want to go? Where do I want to be? How do I want to have a good time where I'm not being judged at the door, or where I'm getting good service, where I'm getting good cocktails, where I'm not getting overpriced drinks, but at the same time receiving really good quality service. I mean, that's what the wharf, really was all about.
By the way, it's so successful. I invested we built one up in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
All right. Good transition.
Yeah. And, when we were doing Fort Lauderdale, we went to Rodney, and he's like, we're in. There was no real sales pitch there. We were blessed to have him as a partner up there. He's been an amazing partner, especially through COVID, through hard times. When everybody else.
I think collectively we created over 500 jobs during COVID.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, jobs.
So now,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to the wharf, but it's great. But $180 million, what's going on?
So it's gonna be a different type of project, right? We're gonna go vertical. We're going not too high, so it'll be an 8-9 story project, but it's gonna be truly an entertainment destination, and it's being designed that way from the ground up. Every column grid, every open space, every balcony, everything is being 100% designed for the specific purpose and intended use. As opposed to in hospitality and restaurants, what happens is you build a condo, you build an apartment building, and wherever the column grid lies, it lies, and whatever that space is, that's what you rent out. And brokers are left with the bag of trying to convince a restaurateur that this is the perfect space for them. When in reality, it's terrible and the back of house was never accounted for or anything like that, right? So we're really designing this from the ground up, every single square inch, with world-class designers. We're just announcing we're engaging iCrave to really take a significant part in the project on the interior designs for the hotel, restaurants, bars, and nightclubs. So it's going to be a ground up with we're bringing back the wharf on a permanent basis, but done in obviously with a much bigger investment on the ground floor.
Okay.
We'll bring in the Dream Hotel flag, which is a lifestyle boutique operator. We didn't feel, although the right financial move was probably to bring in a Marriott or somebody who's got a big reservation platform. But for us, being a legacy project, we're willing to roll the dice a little bit more and really bring in somebody who's going to hit it out of the park with regards to what the experience is.
All right, sounds good. So, Rodney, now we got places where all these people that are coming into town can go. So tell us, what's going on?
Well, I think like 25 years ago, it really kind of started for Miami. I was with traveling with a young mayor named Alex Pinellas to a conference, and we were telling people we were from metropolitan-Dade County, and they kept asking, is that a waste company? So when we got back, I convinced Alex and said, I know it's failed 4 times in the past. I'll raise the money, let's change the name of metropolitan-Dade County to Miami-Dade County. And that'll be, Miami is the magic name. So I had the dubious job to go convince a mayor in the city of Miami named Joe Carollo that this was good for him. Think about that. You don't have to say nothing. Joe's probably listening to this. So I convinced Joe that it was good for him, it was good for the region, it was good for everybody. And then from there it became Zoo Miami, and it became everything, my Port of Miami, the more emphasis on the airport, everything became Miami, and now it's Miami College. And so that has been very, very important to the region. So we have a good base name identity. And so that kind of, to me, was part of what made Miami special. Because you didn't have to tell people like you were from Kendall. You just say, I'm from Miami, right?
100%.
And
yeah.
so it was real helpful. So with respect to Super Bowls, I've been on the committee 35 plus years. Dick Anderson, those for you, I see some people out here will know what Dick Anderson was. He invited me to get on the committee. He was the first chairman ever of a Super Bowl committee back in 1989. And I was a young political operative, and he asked me to handle all the politics for him, and which I did. And then I eventually became chairman. I've been chairman for the last 15 years. And I'm the only guy in America that's done 3 Super Bowls and raised over $100 million for our community. I think we were on a call yesterday. Lisa asked me, why is it so important? When you bring all these visitors to your community, first of all, Super Bowl, the people who come here it's corporate America at its best. It's Ford doing their entertaining, it's IBM doing their entertaining, it's everything. They're entertaining their top brokers, they're entertaining their top business people, they're entertaining their sales manager, it's business owners. And so all those people come to your community and they see what you have to offer. And then they go back home, they bring their families back where they stay and have a good time. So that's part of it. And think about it, in 2020, the last Super Bowl was here in 2010. Think about what's happened in Miami in 10 years. Uber didn't exist, Lyft didn't exist, there wasn't a port tunnel, there wasn't a train to West Palm Beach. I mean, I can go on the list of all the amenities that we have developed in Miami that's made Miami this incredible city. And then more so, you think about it, the only hot spot we had back in 2010 was Miami Beach. Look what's happening on the Miami side. Look at the emerging neighborhoods behind Brickell, Wynwood, Allapattah. All these neighborhoods that have to offer incredible restaurants. Listen, we used to travel from Coral Gables over to Miami Beach to go to a restaurant. Not no more. There's plenty on the Miami side. I mean, I do come to Joe's, and with all deference, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just saying, and I know we're on Miami Beach. Miami Beach is great. It's the goose that laid the golden egg. It really is. It's the one that gave the initial spark. But this whole area as a region has just developed into this incredible venue for people from all over the world. The late Mayor Steve Clark, who was actually my actual godfather, believe it or not, my mom, my mom who just turned 100 years old, by the way. My mom, my dad, and Steve Clark were all classmates at Jeju High School in downtown Miami. And the former mayor will always tell me, you know, like how everybody goes to New York, we go to shops, see the shows and entertainment, and go to the great restaurants. All Latin America comes to Miami for the same thing. They come here to bank, their healthcare, shop, do everything. So look at it from that perspective. And he was right. He saw it. He saw the vision of all Latin America being, Miami be the melting pot. And that's really what's brought us all together.
It has, and I for one love the fact that I don't have to say, you know, Miami, we're south of Palm Beach.
Yeah.
You know, Miami, and no, we're not Naples. I mean, we've come a long way, baby, and it's a wonderful thing. So I'm gonna come back to both of you gentlemen.
Yep.
But Johan, you're up. So tell us a little bit about the Adrian R. Center and all the wonderful things you're doing and all of the opportunities and challenges that come with running major, not only arts center in the city as diverse as ours.
Well, good evening, everybody. It's great to be here. Thank you for the invitation, and it's incredible to hear the stories of these giants who are building Miami and all of you as we speak. I have to say that's part of the reason I'm here. From South Africa, I lived in New York for 6 years, and then Arizona, and then Canada for 9 years. I'm a Canadian now, but came here for a specific reason, and it is this sense of forward motion that is intoxicating in this city. The sense of, I almost feel it's organically messy, and maybe that's controversial, but it feels to me like Miami is never going to be done, and it never wants to be done. It always wants tomorrow to be better than yesterday. There are cities that I've worked in that there are kind of like, we're done, this is how we are. We're on rails, and this is who we are. I don't think Miami wants to be on rails. It's always moving forward at an incredible pace. You're talking about people coming from the South Americas to come and do their shopping, and people from New York come here now.
Oh, yeah.
Shows and, you know,
for sure.
People from New York buy Broadway tickets from me. I mean, that's kind of interesting, I think. So, you know, what's going on at the Arch? This community had a vision that was huge and bold and brave, and some would say stupid, to build this place. And here it is, 16 years later, we're in our 16th season now, having welcomed our 5 millionth guest 2 years ago. It's a great success story. Miami's risen to the occasion. The best of the best come here. They want to come here. Joshua Bell was just here the other day. He keeps saying, I'll be here every year if you want me every year. And they don't say that to every city. They love the energy when they come here. They love the way they're treated when they come here. They love the way it feels when they come here. And they say as world-class artists, they feel welcome in Miami because of the diversity, but not just the diversity. Many cities are diverse, but the sense of inclusion. Everybody here has a role to play at every level. And that's not true of every city. And that's really attractive about Miami. So to be in a city like that in the arts is the best place to be. So yeah, it's the best gig in the country. My previous job was an international performing arts job. It's the best job in the world in the arts right now. So I'm the lucky guy to be here, and I really mean that. This is one of the top 5 performing arts centers in the U.S. I don't know if you know that. The Night Concert Hall is one of the best concert halls acoustically in the country and in the world. Visiting orchestras and soloists tell us that. I'm an architect and a musician myself, so I kind of understand that and I agree with that. And the opera house that we built here has the largest stage in the country except for the Met.
Wow.
So, you know, wow, well done. Well done.
So, one of the questions that I
Yeah,
had.
we did NFL honors.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
So as I look around the room, I don't know if a lot of you are feeling the way I am, is that we've worked so hard to get all these people to come to Miami, and now every time I try to go somewhere, I'm going, really? Did you just go home for a minute? You know? Oh, and then I go, oh, whoops, this is their home now. So what are the opportunities? Are there opportunities? You know, I always say that in Miami, you know, you want to be, you know, on the court of the basketball team, no problem. Just buy your ticket. You want to get on this board, no problem. Call us. You know. So, what are the opportunities to get involved with the Adrian R. Center? Do you still have board seats available? Are you all sold out, or can we buy a ticket? Can we use them as closing gifts for some of our clients, our special ones? Tell us what are the opportunities to participate?
The answer to all those questions is yes.
Okay.
There are a million opportunities. There are service opportunities, volunteer opportunities, board position If you're really interested and you really want to make a difference and you want to invest in this organization's future, just call me. Get in touch with me and let's have a discussion about what your passion is, what your aspirations are. We have 350 volunteers. That is really the heart of the Arts Center. When you come into the Arts Center, those are the people you meet. You don't meet me, but you can. I walk around with my bow tie, I'm easy to find. But the volunteers are the people that say hello, that smile, that give you, what's her name? I forgot. She, Maya Angelou, she said, you might forget what people say to you, you might forget what people do to you, but you'll never forget how they make you feel. Our volunteers, that's what they do. They make you feel amazing. So there's that opportunity if you really want to serve. There's opportunities to sponsor, there's opportunities to, work with us for prizes for your organizations, awards for organizations, corporate parties, all kinds of opportunities. We'd love to partner with anybody who has a dream.
We did an opening on one of your stages for Aria on the Bay. And it was one of the best openings we ever had. It was spectacular.
Yeah, it's a cool
But,
space.
so you can get tickets. You're not completely sold out 24/7. So the
Oh no,
performances-
COVID hit us hard, really hard. We went from 19th of March 2020, we had Hamilton, and on the 20th of March, the music stopped. And it stopped for a year and a half. We opened before most people opened in the country. I'm on a group of 50 CEOs of the 50 largest performing arts centers. I was the chair of that group, and I know how many of them closed much longer than we did. So I'm proud that we were able to open, but we still took a knock. And right now, attendance is still soft. There's opportunities everywhere. If you want to come and see Jesus Christ Superstar next week, go to the website, artscenter.org, and put in the promo code theater. That's just for you for tonight. You'll get 25% off for 4 tickets. And you can tell your neighbor and they can do the same thing.
Lisa, I like to highlight the fact that what he brought up about volunteers. For Super Bowl, we'll go out, we'll identify 10,000 volunteers, we'll do background checks on them,
10,000?
we train them.
Yeah.
They're the ambassadors to the whole thing. They're the ones who, they know that you're lost, they look at you, they say, hey, welcome to Miami. We stage them at the airports, at all the major hotels. They're the key part of what we do. I would encourage everybody in this room to volunteer. Volunteer to whether it's your church, the symphony, I don't care. I do a lot through everything I do. Super Bowl's volunteer. I'm a non-paid. I tell everybody I'm a professional beggar. I'm looking for money. I'm looking for an opportunity. By the way, I raise a lot of money. I get, like the accountant firms, they in-kind it to me. The law firm Holland Knight gives me all free legal service. So it's more than just writing a check. So I would encourage her, because you know why? What I love about it, I'm giving back to the city that I've been blessed, that I made a great living out of. That's number one. Number two, I love meeting people. So I volunteer, I meet all kinds of, look at, I'm here talking to a bunch of realtors, and then later on tomorrow I'll be talking to a whole bunch of other people. But I love it because you meet so many people with so many diverse backgrounds and incredible success stories.
Talk to us about other stuff that's happening in the community with the arts. So you mentioned Art Basel. I always reference Wynwood because it's become this, worldwide thing also. How does that all work together and come together to support what you're doing in our community at large?
Oh, we work in the community. We have about 17 education and art community engagement programs right throughout the county, all the way from the north to the south and all the way to the west. We have a program called Arts on the Road. We literally do pop-up performances all over the county. So we reach about 150,000 school students every single year. We bus them in for shows, or we go out on tour to schools. So our reach into the community is really far and wide and very important to us. I think that's the one distinguishing factor about the Arts that was part of its DNA from day one, which is not typical of performing arts centers who start with theater and music and then they do some education on the side. This was part of the plan right from day one, and it's one of the strong points of the arts. And we're known countrywide as leaders in education in the arts. So I'm very proud of that, and our community engagement is great. We have great partners all across the city, Wynwood and all those. And we also are big partners with the Town Square Neighborhood Development Corporation, TSNDC, where Jessica Goldman is the chair, to develop the precinct with other partners.
So Alex, talk to us about what you're doing in downtown, because I have to say, I'm a big fan of the Ferris wheel at Bayside, but I'd love to have more options when I get there, so tell me what's going on, what are you doing?
So we're in Bayside. We've taken up probably the biggest swath of Bayside. It's about 40,000 square feet in the center courtyard, and we're basically going to not redevelop it. We're going to create a new concept. It's going to be called Pier 5, and it's going to be. We're really going to control everything that has to do with programming, from entertainment, bringing in live bands, performances, and we're also going to have three beautiful bars surrounding that, overlooking the water. So it's a special place for us. I think it's Bayside is one of those assets that really hasn't been taken to its potential. It's really hasn't been well maintained throughout the years. I think there was a transition where Ashkenazi kind of took control over it a few years ago, and they're investing heavily into us. They brought us into the deal, and we're basically tasked with really converting what Bayside looks and feels like, and making it into a world-class destination. For me, it's Bayside sees 20 million visitors a year.
I know, it's the second biggest tourist destination after Disney, which is insane. I mean,
In the state of Florida.
and this is what our visitors are seeing, so how soon are you gonna get this done?
So
Are you kidding me? Really?
So hopefully in the next 4 to 5 months we'll open up, and it's
That soon, 4 or 5 months?
we're under construction already. We've torn everything down,
Amazing.
so we're currently in the process of construction.
So can you tell us where we should go to first?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, is there a specific restaurant, a bar, where am I getting a free drink?
So yes, we're gonna have
Exactly, all
three.
these.
We'll have three main bars. There's gonna be one main center bar. That's it's gonna be one of the larger bars in the entire United States. It's a huge canopy with one of the biggest world selections of rum in the country.
Yeah.
So it's focusing on what Miami is, so it's a big rum bar. We'll have a station. One of the other bars will be focusing on daiquiris, and the other one will be more kind of more elegant sit down location where it'll be overlooking the stage.
So they're all new concepts that are being created here? or-
All new concepts, ground up. Everything's been torn down to the dirt.
Very cool, very cool. Okay, so Rodney, Super Bowl amazing, F1 incredible, tennis, wow. Talk to me about soccer.
Well, first of all, I think we talk all about that. We got to talk about Steve Ross. He's obviously in the news yesterday buying the hotel, and he has certainly invested big. He's probably the only NFL owner who's really turned his stadium into a year-round entertainment complex. He has no more dates left. What I mean by that, remember, he's got the Miami Open, he's got the Dolphins, he's got soccer, he's got now Formula One, he's got several big concerts, Rolling Loud, and then, was it the one in the Gardens? Red Jazz in the Gardens. So literally he has 0 dates left. And they're bringing a regional game for World Cup here. But we will.
Everybody hear that? Regional game for World Cup, that's in 24?
24.
24.
Yeah.
Buy your ticket now, you know what happens, it sells out.
Yeah. So listen, again, Miami is on fire, and we got a lot of things going on, a lot of excitement. Everybody, by the way, everybody wants to be here. Hats off to Steve Ross. He invested clearly. I don't think I'm breaking any confidentiality, but he clearly invested maybe about $300 million to bring the race here with the infrastructure he built and everything. Of course, we have a 10-year contract. So the 10-year contract, that F1 will be here for 9 more years, bringing this international crowd, and it's truly an international crowd. This is bigger than Super Bowl, in my opinion. We'll be coming to Miami every year, year in and year out for the next 10 years. So hats off to him.
Talk to me a little bit about the economic impact. So I know you have those numbers cold on the Super Bowl, but feel free to go beyond that in terms of what that means bottom line to the city.
So for us, for Super Bowl, we hired a third party, a group to do an economic impact study, a feasibility study. In this case, we had probably the best NFL Super Bowl in NFL's history in 20, and we couldn't take a victory lap because COVID shut down the world after Super Bowl. And I called Steve and I said, I got the study back. We did north of $500 million impact between the airport, all the hotels, and everything that we got going on.
$500 million in our community, and it wasn't tax dollars. It was new dollars that were flowing in. I
Yeah.
think that's one amazing.
Yep, that's what it's, by the way, that's what it's all about. So from my perspective, not only that, when you put on the Super Bowl, that same study shows we get $200 million worth of free coverage. So Miami gets $200 million. Remember, you think every sport writer, every show, every athlete that's here, it's all from Miami. Whether they're tweeting, whether they're on Instagram, Facebook, all the written media, everything is live from Miami. So what makes Miami so special? And you know what? I'll take it because it's a great realtors. Location, location, location. Remember that. It's a simple test. Remember that. Why is that? Because you can fly into Miami. You got 3 international airports: Palm Beach, Broward, Miami. Believe me, Broward, by the way, gives me money. So does Palm Beach to help Super Bowl. They know the benefits because people stay up in Broward. They stay go to the Broward restaurants, they go to the Palm Beach restaurants, they go to the Palm Beach hotels. Not everybody stays in Miami. Not everybody can stay in Miami. We just don't have, I think we have 55,000 hotel rooms in Miami. It's not enough. So it's just everybody. You gotta remember, the Super Bowl, the stadium holds 65,000. There's literally another 65,000 people that are here just for the parties. They don't give a rat's about the game. They don't care. They have no intention to go to the game. They want to go to Miami Beach. They want to go to Miami. They want to go to Brickell. They want to go Wynwood. They're here for the parties. That's all they're here for. That's the group.
As it should be. This is, after all, Miami.
It is.
Yeah. And so 65,000 stadium holds, you said. Do you know how many people went to F1?
It was 83,000.
83,000.
It would have been. It could have been
Per day.
Per day. 3 days. Well, not all 3 days, but close. But it would have been 130,000.
About 4?
But for it's the first year, and they need to make sure they get all the trains running right and the bugs worked out, and there's a learning process.
They did amazing.
They did. It's
They did
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to ask, we're all realtors here. We've seen all kinds of disruption in our industry. One more New York firm comes to Miami, we're gonna have to build a new floor. So it's happening in the restaurant business, right? We've had major food group come here. They seem to be opening a restaurant every week. There's Sexy Fish just opened up. We've got all kinds of, people coming in and doing all kinds of things. How's that impacting the local businesses? How's that up in the game? And when are we getting a Michelin star? And who's gonna get it?
I think it's, for me, I think it's great, right? I'm a big proponent of creating a destination, right? And there's a critical mass that gets created. So when we, and a perfect example is when we opened up the Wharf on the river, everybody was down the river. So Sea Spice was open, Kiki's wasn't open yet, but Garcia's, Casablanca, they were all worried about what we were gonna do. And we started bringing in huge amounts of people through our door. And at first it was worried. 6 months later, they came and thanked me. Sales were up 12, 15, 20% in each one of them respectively. So to me, I think, bringing in, quality operators like Major Foods and others from the UK, et cetera, I think just puts us on a different platform and really highlights that, what Miami is as a city and it becoming a foodie destination. And honestly, I think competition is great because it brings the best in everybody, right? Everybody just becomes complacent. So I think when you have competition, I think it just keeps you on your A game. We welcome and we're excited that they're all here.
So I once had an architect, I was working with one of the major architects, Jurgen Ames. He was doing Grover Grande. And I asked him, what brought you to Miami? He said, Alicia, I need to be in Miami. I said, what do you mean you need to be in Miami? He said, well, if you're a major architect and you don't have Miami on your resume, you're not really a major architect anymore. So do you think that applies now to the restaurant and entertainment business? I don't know, any one of you guys are right.
Absolutely. But look, how long did we hear? We only heard New York, LA, Chicago.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, think about it. It's almost like a slap in our face. That's all we heard. Now it's Miami, blah, 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 right? So it's, yeah.
It's Miami.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's important. It's extremely important for the overall brand. And I agree with Alex. I think the strong survive, the weak will fall off. You're gonna have to, hone your skills. You're gonna have to be super competitive. You're gonna have to provide incredible hospitality skills, meeting people. I mean, I often tell people, if you want to understand good hospitality, go to Nino's Cafe Abbracci.
Yeah.
You walk in, I won't walk in Abbracci for 7 months. I'll walk in, Mr. Barreto, how are you doing? Your favorite table's waiting for you. The people behind me are going, holy shit, you own this place. You know what I mean? So, I mean, but that's, that hospitality that Nino provides is just second to none. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say that one of Steve Ross's best hire was a gentleman named Tom Garfinkel, who runs the stadium, who's his president, vice chairman of Formula One, the Dolphins and everything. He makes sure all the trains run on time every day. He's done an incredible job. By the way, his hospitality at the stadium, I don't know if people noticed it. I notice it all the time. I walk in the stadium, hello, how are you? Welcome to the Hard Rock Stadium.
Yeah.
Goodbye, are you having a good time? You know, do you need directions to your car? Thank you for coming. Everything is hello, thank you, please, can I help you? It's amazing from everybody. I don't care who you run into, they all do it, which is, everybody notices it.
It was great. It was
Right.
very impressive. And at F1, with how hot it was and how many
Yeah.
people and all the moving parts, I absolutely noticed that. I said, these people, they look like we're all trained by Disney World or the Ritz or something. It was like very, very much on
Yep.
point. So John, tell us about the Adrian Arch, and is it easier to attract talent now? And also, we were talking the other day, and I also asked you, what are we missing? And how are we gonna get it?
Is it easier to find talent now?
In terms of the artists wanting to come here at the same time.
Well,
the
definitely,
restaurants?
yeah. Just like you said about sport and other events, artists want to play the Arch. That's now, that sentence, we want to play the Arch, or I've played the Arch, becomes a
That's great.
thing. That's a thing you hear.
Fabulous.
In our industry, the agents and the managers talk about that. They say to artists, you should have this on your resume, you should play the Arch. So it's certainly, we've graduated to that level, there's no doubt about that. We haven't come across one artist who said they do not want to come here. They all want to come here. And a while ago they would say, where, what, why? Not anymore, absolutely not. Yeah, you asked the
And I
second
said,
question.
the one piece that you think might be missing, what's missing?
It's tough, but what I said to you is, it's hard for me to understand why we don't have an LA Philharmonic, a New York Philharmonic, why we don't have a full-time orchestra of that quality. That doesn't mean it's the only thing that matters. But cities like this, that we are comparing ourselves with, do have a full-time, professional, world-class orchestra. We have other orchestras that are semi-professional or semi-full-time that do a great job. And of course, the New World does a great job on another level altogether.
Right.
But it feels to me like that's a piece in the top arts echelon that is missing.
So how do you do that? I mean, you buy a football team, do you buy an orchestra? What's the journey? I mean, how does that happen?
Let me add, because another hat that I wear as chairman of the Fish and Wildlife Commission, I think it's important.
Really?
The environment is so special for all Floridians, in particular Miami. Think about it. All Floridians live on the water, basically, right? And we're surrounded by water. The industry, the boating industry, is an $8 billion a year industry in Florida alone. Miami and Fort Lauderdale are almost like the boating capital of all Florida. So the boating environment, when you think about all we heard the speech earlier, all the water views he was talking about, it's the boating, the water views, all the amenities we have here. You go to most of these cities, go to Chicago, you go to the water, it's brown. You go anywhere, it's brown. Come here in Miami, it's green, it's blue, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And so that's an important, I think, component to who we are and why we're so special.
Yeah. So are you ever gonna issue driver's licenses for all those boaters that are coming to Miami? That have no clue? Is that ever gonna happen?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, we're just gonna take our lives into our hands, put
Yeah.
on your jackets. Okay, so Dream Hotels, you said I could have had any hotel there, but you decided to go boutique, you decided to do something different. And then you said, this is kind of a legacy project for us. So talk to me why that was important.
Yeah, so what Dream has done is, there's a few other brands that have done it in the country. I think SPE did it well. They've grown. I think they've kind of outgrown that. But I think Dream really brings in. There's an amazing focus on them. What it has to do with like real parties, real food, real entertainment, and nightlife. And that's what we're really looking to bring to the river. To really activate the place. It's going to be a 24/7 activation. I think Dream really gets it, where everything interfaces on the guest experience, staying in the rooms, going to the restaurants, going to the nightclubs, going to a full club, rooftop, day club. So I think it's a perfect synergy. They offer the perfect synergy for it. that's why we chose
And
it.
where do they have other dream hotels?
LA, New York, building a nice one in Las Vegas, currently. So, you know, I mean, they're really focused on everything, you know, like LA has, you know, Tao in their
Okay.
venue, so Tao, Beauty and Essex are the restaurants that, you know, are anchored with over there. And here in Miami, we're gonna bring, we can't disclose those yet, but our phone has been off the hook.
But you
with-
almost slipped. I felt it coming.
Yeah.
But you know, just our phone has been off the hook with some of the most amazing world-class restaurants that you can imagine. Once they saw and heard about the project and the success that Kiki, Sea Spice, The Wharf, and you know, and others along the river have had, you know, I think it's phenomenal.
I think we're getting close to the end of our time, but I always like to ask our guests to ask us what we can do for you. Because this is a very powerful community. I see us all as ambassadors to all of the people that arrive in Miami, and for many, many of us, we've spent half of our lives traveling abroad to bring people to Miami. So what message can we carry? What can we do to help you continue your success and do even bigger and better things? And you have to say something about the water.
So, thank you for having. That's a tough question. You know, for us, it's really about we try to cater to everybody's needs and really make sure that the experience is on point in anything that we do. Right? If I'm doing a residential development, making sure that the people are going to live there are going to have an amazing location. Right? I'm cognizant that people that are moving in are families. They're going to have children. They're going to have, you know, the people visiting them. They want to have a good time. They want to have a good experience. Parking, everything from, you know, where you want to eliminate all those things that people hate, you know, or that people complain about, right? On the residential side, when I'm involved in the residential developments, on the hospitality side, on the hotels, we want the consumer guest experience to be amazing, and on the restaurants also to make sure that, you know, people are coming in to give us, you know, they're offering their time and their money to us, right? And it's our job to make sure that it's, you know, carefully curated and we're very cognizant of that. You know, for us, you know, it's always about giving feedback. You know, making sure that anything that you guys see, you know, we'd love to have feedback and make sure that we improve upon it.
All right, so if anybody has any ideas, you can mention those in a minute when we go to a few questions. Rodney?
Well, I often tell people, treat people with respect. I think if you treat people with respect, it's contagious. Just a simple hello. I mean, just really, it's just so simple. Just hello, how are you doing? Can I help you? You look lost, can I give you directions? Just goes a long ways with people. You know, you're a realtor, so I'm sure you do that. But I'm just saying, I think my success is just being transparent, being honest, being, you know, not mincing a lot of words with respect to, you know, trying to BS anybody. And I think you got to be true to yourself, but be true to the people around you. You know, we live in paradise. Think about it for a second. Soon everybody will be hopefully traveling for the summer. I don't know if people leave for the summer. We used to go to Maine. Now we want to be going to North Carolina, my family and I. But Miami is a really cool place. I used to love to just stay in Miami because it would be kind of empty. My family, we love boating. We were out on the water a lot. And, you know, so we live in paradise. And just think about how many people want to be here, and we're already here. Isn't that amazing? Just think about that.
True point. So are you worried about these?
I am.
So I figured.
During Super Bowl, we used aluminum.
Okay. Carry that message, right?
Right.
You gotta keep that water.
Zero plastics.
Zero plastics.
Get rid of plastics.
John?
Well, if you really want to be ambassadors, I would love you to be as informed as you can be about what happens in the arts in general, but at the Arts Center. And I'm going to provide Jason with some links that will keep you informed. You can either subscribe and get information, not junk mail, but information about what's coming up, so that you know when you're meeting a client, you can talk about, hey, you don't have to go to Broward for Broadway, you can get Broadway right here. You don't have to go to New York for that, it's right here. We have one of the country's best ballet companies right here, etc. So the more you know about that, people moving here from, especially from the north, want to have an arts and cultural experience of high quality. We offer that. We are as good as the world's best. And I think the more we say that to newcomers, the better. We have a number of new subscribers and board members and donors who come from New York and live here just a couple of months a year. But they've discovered this paradise, but they want to invest in the cultural life and the fiber and the soul of this city. So as you show people around and talk to them about Miami, it's more than just the beach or boating. It's all of that paradise, but it also has a really high quality, world-class art scene. And we should talk about that too. Quality of life includes that. For children, for their families, for people who want that kind of experience at the highest level available. It's on their doorstep, and the more you talk about that, we'll send the links. And again, if you want to come and see JC Superstar, it's the 50th anniversary of that musical, but it's a new version of it.
Then we get old.
Say, I know. I remember.
I remember seeing it at the Coconut Grove Theater.
I'll send you the link. You can get the promo code and Jason.
Let me ask you, how many in the room been to Fairchild Gardens? Okay, Fairchild Gardens.
Yep.
Rated the #1 garden by USA Today.
Yeah.
Okay. And by the way, they have a Lego display going on now that is just phenomenal. If you have grandkids, you should take them there. By the way, I'm on that board, so it's a great one.
Well, USA Today just voted The Wharf #1.
Okay, well with that, I'm gonna thank our panel so much. Thank you all.